Hey guys, it's the Ace, and this video is really just a kind of it's just a ranty type video right now, as I am just really kind of furious at NFTs and cryptocurrencies and why everything and everyone is just so hyped about them when they're the most useless and laundering pieces of shit scams I've ever fucking seen in my life. Now, I know this isn't a hot take on anything. There's plenty of people that made videos about why this is stupid and pointless. I just want to just get this out of my head, off my chest, and just say I am just so sick of them, and I have zero respect for them as a concept and anyone peddling any of these. So I should start out by saying I don't think you're a bad person if you buy NFTs for the art or anything like that. Except most people don't. They try to resell it for absolute high value. And I just do not understand why. I do not understand how a piece of shit like this can resell for $20,000. I just do not understand why everyone thinks these are so appealing, because it looks like absolute shit. Okay, one of the biggest proposals I heard in favor of it was about how it's supposed to protect art and make everything original and one of the kind. And that argument is just absolutely retarded in my opinion. It doesn't. There is zero accountability. And the thing is, when you post art on the internet, you're basically giving it up for free, because you can just go over, right click it, and copy and paste it. But oh no, that's not what the value is. It's the original file that may not even be opened. And then when you buy an NFT, you get access to the original file, which is a load of horseshit. You get a copy of it no matter where you fucking transfer, it transfers over a copy. Try doing this with your fucking email. When you email it over, look at that. You press save as a copy. Or when you put on a flash drive, you're not physically transferring the flash drive over. You are physically making another copy to the flash drive and then plugging it into your computer, which makes a copy of the thing on the fucking flash drive. So you're not even getting the original file or anything off of it. You're just getting a copy. And how? How is paying $20,000 for a fucking copy of the original thing worth it? Worth it? Especially if the original painting looks nothing but ass. I know I'm really passionate about this, but I'm really, really, really lost any respect for any of these arguments, because they're basically worthless. I'm not kidding you. What's the value of this? People try to make a comparison to, like, I don't know, Pokemon cards or something, which is a false comparison, because Pokemon cards you actually get to keep. You actually have a physical copy of the card. It may be one of a kind or it may not be. But the thing is, if you find value in the card, at least you have the card in proof that you own the art. With an NFT, it's all digital. It can all go. Like, poof, gone, destroyed, dead. In a matter of a bad crash on your computer. For example, my computer, my laptop more specifically, had a bad crash, and all the files and shit got encrypted by the BitLocker on Windows 10. And I fucking lost everything because the product key and the retrieval key were inaccurate from fucking Windows. So I lost it all. And before you ask, no, I didn't go on any sketchy websites or anything. BitLocker sometimes just does this. And it just crashes. Really bad. And then this one was a really bad crash. And it encrypted everything as a safeguard, so that way no one can try to steal your hard drives and shit. I mean, I understand the point of it. I think it's absolutely retarded, but I see the value of having that. But I lost all my data. Now imagine if I had the original NFTs and shit on it. It's gone. It's lost. $20,000 down the fucking drain because of one bad crash. If you have a valuable Pokemon card or a Bakugan action figure or something like that that has a lot of value, at least you had the physical thing to prove that it has value. So this entire notion of, oh, it's valuable and it's just like collecting Pokemon cards is just stupid. It isn't. It's not even fucking remotely like it. One other thing that goes hand in hand with this are the cryptocurrencies and shit like that, and I think those are also pretty stupid. But I am a little bit nicer to cryptocurrencies, though I view them as the same amount of value as an NFT, and in the fact that they really don't have any value. I know the immediate argument is, well, the US dollar doesn't have value, which couldn't be accurate, because its value is actually backed by the US government. It's not worth really anything, but it's backed by the value and the full faith and credit of the US government, which is something. While Bitcoin and that shit, that's backed by nothing. Nothing at all. Sorry if you heard scratchings in the background. That's just the neighbor shoveling his walkway. There's been a really bad snow and shit from the weather in my region. So yeah, we've been hit hard, obviously. So if you heard any of the in the background, sorry. Anyways, the thing with Bitcoin is it could actually have utility if people actually treated it like a currency. However, the amount of encryption and shit like that is required to track a transaction using Bitcoin is way too cost way too much energy to actually complete. Like, the amount of encryption and shit like that it requires, that's why you hear all the environmental impacts of it and how it's so bad for the environment. Well, that's why, because it requires a lot of energy. And people set up in Siberia and China where it's cheaper and they burn up a lot of fossil fuels and it just fucks up the environment. And all for what? Just for what exactly? I just really just do not understand the big hype behind it. Anyways, back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin theoretically does have some utility, but the only utility is buying those shady online services on the deep web, which most people, actually, from one study that I've heard about from the Gravel Institute, it was only about like 1 to 2% of actually any cryptocurrency is actually used for online transaction and used as an actual currency, while the other 98% or so is this pure speculation and people think it has value. I mean, come the fuck on. You can't run a currency that's only about 2% in use. The funny thing is, people talk about how it could replace all fiat currencies in the world. Well, it's not really anything different. It's also a fucking fiat currency, so this fiat will just replace that fiat, but it's even less usable. And the thing is, you can't use it as a fucking currency and expect good things to happen. Why? It is so fucking unstable. Yes, it shoots up in value, but it also plummets in value too. This is kind of go through this thought experiment. Which would be a much more comfortable ride if your driver was driving roughly 65 miles an hour and he accelerates to 68, slows down to 64, and then goes to like 66, and he keeps it within 64 to about 68 or so. You see how that's a much more stable? Okay, Bitcoin, on the other hand, accelerates to 90, slams on its brakes, goes to 40, floors it again, goes up to about 95, hits its brakes down to 70, accelerates again, and you see how it's all this jagged crap right there? And see how it gives you a bunch of whiplash? And how unstable it is, and how that driver is probably more likely to cause a crash than the guy who's just driving about 68 and driving a consistent speed or so. Well, the same thing applies to currency. If your currency is relatively stable, you can safely use it as a currency and not expect the economy just to completely crash at a moment's notice. But if you use something like Bitcoin, which is more unstable than a fucking high school relationship, you can't expect good things to come out of it when it fucking crashes, and it'll take the whole economy down with it. I mean, this entire notion that it could also be used as a currency is, while stupid, at least it has some utility compared to the NFTs, which are just absolute worthless pieces of shit that I am surprised people actually somewhat defend. They just puddle out absolute shit, and then they recycle it. Look at the Bored Apes. Literally, it's the same fucking ape, just colored differently with a different hat. It's like I fucking spawned into a simple TF2 lobby where the only difference and the only thing discerning the other characters are hats. I mean, come on. This is stupid. This is absolutely, positively the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And I'm in my early 20s. I know I'm coming off like some 85-year-old man who's grouching about kids getting off his damn yard. I'm in my early 20s, and I am just lost. I feel like a fucking fossil. I feel like the 90-year-old man living down the street that still uses a frickin' rotary landline and drives their 1940s Jeep to work. I know, I feel like that because I legitimately just do not understand this and wonder why anyone actually defends this or anything. Okay. Alright, I know this video is absolute messy and just a complete clusterfuck, but I just had to get this out of my system and just explain why I think this is the biggest scams out there. Oh, right, yeah, Cryptoland. You know, those shady assholes. You know, those people that are trying to make an actual island on Fiji for what? So it could just be a crypto haven. And when people actually asked questions on their Discord or anything, they just been banned. And when anyone questions them, they get fucking DMCA strikes. So I hope that doesn't happen to this, but leave it to those limp dick retards. They are probably going to DMCA strike this video, and well, I'll just make another video. I'll just keep fucking popping up here. But, you know what? Anything with Cryptoland, you know, you're a bunch of scammers. Rot in hell for all I care. I despise you people. I have zero respect for anyone that actually thinks Cryptoland could work or is a good idea. Also, their commercial looks like total dog shit. I can't believe I'm saying this. I honestly cannot believe I'm saying this, but I think I've seen Queen Bee animation that is more appealing and more fluid than that animation, and in half the time, I swear to God, Queen Bee animated their fucking hentais using Microsoft PowerPoint. It's that pitiful. But, God, I'm sorry. I just had to get this out of my system because it's just been building up and just been spewing out with me. And yeah, I know this is a disorganized video. It's obviously unscripted. I never actually script any of my videos. I just say whatever comes to mind, you know. But yeah. Well, guys, I thank you so much for listening to this absolute clusterfuck of a video. I know there's plenty of people that disagree with me and stuff, and I understand this is not the popular opinion, so I totally get it. I just want people to think long and hard before they even think about buying a crypto or any type of NFT or anything. I want them to think long and hard about their decision and if it's actually a good idea to buy it, because in actuality, I think it's a really poor decision because you're not really buying art, you're investing. But by investing, I mean really just gambling your money. That there is another sucker behind you that is willing to buy too, and you're not being stuck holding the bag at the end of it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening. I would say subscribe if you want to see videos similar to this, but this is really a one-off type thing. I might do it later on for something else that pisses me off or anything that I just need to let off steam. But anyways, guys, if you liked it, please leave a like, and if you want to subscribe for videos, I guess. But I thank you so much for watching. Have a good day, guys. See ya.